don't care where you're from or what religion you practice or whom you love. You are all welcome in Canada.
Canadians thought he'd put the maple leaf on the world map. 8 years in, they are ready to show him the way out. After his allegations against India, Justin Trudeau has opened a Pandora's box.
Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
But all was not okay even before that. Justin Pierre James Trudeau was born on December 25, 1971 in Ottawa to Margaret Sinclair and Pierre Elliott Trudeau, who was at the time the 15th Prime Minister of Canada. When he was just 4 months old, the then US President Richard Nixon predicted that Justin would follow in his father's footsteps. Although initially he did not have plans to enter politics, Trudeau studied literature at McGill University and spent several years teaching French, math and other subjects in Vancouver.
I used to be a bouncer in a nightclub and a snowboard instructor. When I finished school, the last thing in the world I expected to be was a politician. Life is a funny way of surprising you sometimes.
Trudeau became politically active following his father's death. He came into the national spotlight when he delivered a moving eulogy at his father's funeral.
I understood just how powerful and wonderful my father was.
He pledged to bring liberalism back to Canada and started getting involved politically. This charity boxing match with Canadian Conservative Senator Patrick Brazeau made him a household favorite. As the leader of the Liberal Party, he won the elections and became the Prime Minister of Canada once in 2015 and then again in 2019. He made headlines for having a gender-balanced cabinet, introducing economic and environmental reforms, and legalizing cannabis. But he also made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Like this infamous elbow gate scandal where he elbowed a female parliamentarian in the breast, or his family's elaborate colored costumes on their official trip to India. Graduation photos of him in blackface caused a public outcry when he was in office.
I never talked about this. Quite frankly, I was embarrassed. It was not something that represents the person I've become, the leader I try to be, and it was really embarrassing.
His ratings came down and he had to look for support to form the next government. So in 2021, he formed an alliance with the New Democratic Party led by Jagmeet Singh, someone who has been vocal about the Khalistan cause. India has often accused Canada of sheltering those who have anti-India or pro-Khalistani sentiments.
संप्रदाय का राजनीतिक उद्देश्य के लिए दुरुपयोग करने वालों और बंटवारे की खाई खोदने वालों के लिए कोई जगह नहीं होनी चाहिए.
At the height of the farmers' protests, Trudeau was one of the first set of world leaders to speak out.
Canada will always be there to defend the right of peaceful protest.
The world saw a glimpse of this India-Canada friction during the G20 summit. There was no welcome note by Prime Minister Modi for Trudeau. No bilateral talks happened. As per reports, he refused to stay in the presidential suite prepared for him and take Air India One to fly back home when his aeroplane failed to take off. But he did receive some scolding allegedly by Prime Minister Modi for failing to crack down on Khalistani sympathizers. This did not go down well with Canadians. Trudeau was subjected to mockery and severe criticism both by the general public and his opponents. This embarrassment could not have come at a worse time for him. Trudeau is already facing people's anger over the political and economic state of the country. Prices of food, rent and gas have increased exponentially.
We are absolutely in a food crisis in the country and certainly in the city of Toronto.
As Canada goes to polls in 2025, Trudeau has been voted the worst Prime Minister in over 50 years.
Canada has never been perfect, and it's not perfect now.
Yes, Canada is one of the best countries in the world, but our work to make it better never stops.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo.